they will know that, yes.
And I think that's one of the stipulations that Vicki liked. I do remember, she didn't want someone going on for 2 months and then
Yeah.
switching back and forth. She thought it was okay if it was for the whole year. So when she set the employee up for 2013, they were getting it.
But she takes it out monthly, right?
She takes it out every pay and then pays the Y monthly.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
She's not gonna pay the full sum. You know, like January or February,
It
pay
will
for
come
the full year.
directly, yeah, it will come directly from the bill,
Right.
yeah.
So,
There will be no cost. It's a great benefit, and also this, you know, not only are we promoting wellness for our people, but as a whole, it will help lower our healthcare costs, reduce our absenteeism. So there's just a lot of benefits to it as the program continues on.
I would ask you to do a follow-up on that.
You certainly can.
It's kind of like 6, 7, 8 years ago, there was a push to have the county closed on voting days. The commissioners did that. And we were told how many county employees would go and work at the polls. I would challenge you to look on your claims and tell me how many county employees worked either the primary or one. I'm just, you know, and I'm not knocking down on it. People are employees. Well, maybe I did like that, but those employees aren't with us anymore. This new bunch, if, you know, they just accepted that and went along with it. But I'm saying that a lot of times people make a commitment, and for one reason or another, they forget about it second, third year.
And that's where the usage reports will come in handy. The YMCA is really big on that, on providing us with that information. And then we can certainly go back and talk to the employee if they haven't used it. And after the 12-month period.
Mr. Chairman, I would make a motion that we let this become a reality for those people that want to join the YMCA at the standard fee of, and tax deductible, or not tax deductible, payroll deductible.
Okay. And we get a 20% discount, right?
Yeah, whatever the rates are, she's worked that out. So.
Okay.
I'll second that.
Have a motion, second, discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, raise your right hand. All opposed, same sign. Thanks for working on that.
Thank you.
Have anything else for us?
That's it.
Okay. Jenny?
I forgot to bring this up when you were doing appointments. Brandon gave me, I'll pass them down. And in accordance with state statute, the Whitley County Drainage Board will meet in January. 3-year term of Steve Sickaboos will be completed. He has been contacted and indicates his desire to serve on the Drainage Board for another term. So you need to make a motion to appoint Steve Sickaboos to the Drainage Board for 2013 for the reappointment.
Or appoint someone else.
Or appoint
That's such a
someone else.
choice, isn't
Yeah,
it?
I'm sorry.
Yeah, okay. I don't have a feel, so I'm looking for guidance from the drainage board member.
I'd make a motion that we reappoint Steve Sickafoos for the Drainage Board for the next 3 years.
Second.
Motion is second. Under discussion, we're appointing to the board, not to the board presidency.
Right.
Right, the board elects their own president.
Yes.
Okay, all in favor, raise your right hand. All opposed, same sign.
Sorry, I forgot that when you were talking. We're not doing anything with the energy thing, right? Until next time.
Right, I was just gonna give an update on that, on where we are on that one.
Okay. Just in my office, the last notice for the homestead verification has been out. We still ended up with 1,500 plus of people who have homesteads. They gave them the option to do it online. It's the last final notice telling them we're removing it and they can still appeal, but we can't, well then the bill will go out without a homestead on it if they're not filed by December 31st, just so you're aware.
That's when we'll get the calls.
Right,
Yeah, it's gonna be some
so,
surprise.
How can you feel laziness?
I don't know.
Yeah.
And just like everybody else.
Hey, I think,
not
you
that
know, just the
hard.
amount of money we spend in postage and notifying people 3 or 4
$870
times, begging them to come in and, hey, come in and
Save
save
money.
yourself some money. Yeah.
Yeah,
hey.
it's like we're begging them to
Yeah.
save money. I agree with you, Tom.
I'm surprised refrigerators don't fall over, because everybody I talked to, it was posted right there on their refrigerator door,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
they just walk right by it.
Don't send it in.
So,
I ran a lot of reports this week and the next week to fix appropriations for year end, and I spoke with you guys about what needs done at the commissioners. And I do have a letter started with the help of Tom and Glenn and Pam on the risk management to respond to the Tobler, and that's all I have.
are these guys aware of what you told me about the EMS bill?
Yes.
So we owe, no. We had a $90-some thousand bill that we paid that doesn't have an appropriation, so we have to do something
decision,
about that.
yeah.
So I put it in the seated plan, just to have some place to put it. We'll talk about that Wednesday then. So,
And finish out the year
yeah,
with that.
but
if you
that's from
haven't already.
2011. Yeah, so.
Fourth quarter, came in February,
Okay.
it's in there. For next meeting, just so you know, and you can look, Thomas and Amelia Weinbrenner has sent in a vacancy, but we didn't get it in the paper enough to do the public hearing for it out at Blue Lake, so that's kind of your jurisdiction. And wouldn't do very many vacations, but then neighbors will get notified and everything, so if you have any questions or someone calls you, just so you have a heads up on it, that they're vacating out there.
I think I got a call on that, but then I got a do not call them back notice or something, so okay.
Do you want the address? It's McGuire's second edition.
Yeah, that's what I thought, it's on
Lot
McGuire
6 and
Road,
7,
yeah,
mhm.
okay, all right.
Does that go through the planning commission, or is that just through the commissioners?
Who are you guys?
I think just commissioners, when it comes to vacation,
Mhm.
Tom knows better, because I don't know if
Yeah,
I've
we
done
don't
one
do
or
that
two
many.
since I've been on, so.
One thing that they have to realize, that if there are claims from prior heirs, or if there are claims from heirs, that we don't supersede those claims.
Okay,
That even though we've approved that, the heirs of that land can't come
so
back.
are you saying if the heirs have said, no, that's ours, that would supersede any vacation we did? Okay, all right. That would be a
Brandon's,
civil thing.
Brandon's working on it, and the attorney is Matt Shipman from Bloom Gates and White.
Oh, okay, all right,
So,
I've heard of it.
okay. That is it.
Okay, I'll get you a copy of the second draft, I apologize, I didn't see it. Okay, I talked to you about, I think we need a maintenance agreement from Preferred IT, or at least look at it. I want to continue working towards an unusual occurrence form that every department head will have, so it just helps notify us, because the buck stops with us, if there's been any unusual occurrences in their area. I do want to continue working towards the badge requirement for employees that they display their badges. I have asked Parkview Health for a copy of their policy. I had the meeting with Allen County down on the list, just basically to tell you we've not heard anything. Did you have anything to report on Camp Samaritan? Have you heard from Brian Bills or anything?
I haven't heard anything.
All right, okay. The natural gas update, we are indeed asking for proposals from 3 sources, Border Energy, Zoom, and Proliance. Proliance is going to take a little longer, because Proliance, by the way, is the AIC preferred provider, or whatever you want to call them. But they need information that we'll have to them in a week or so. So we'll not be doing anything with the energy at this time. Jenny gave me this. It's she got this down at IACC. No, this is AIC. I apologize. The Apex benefits, which is essentially do you want to have a statewide insurance plan? All counties go together in an insurance plan, or all counties that want to. Now, Jen, I did have a question in here, I don't know if you can answer or not, because I'm not sure they're talking about this year, I don't understand how it can happen. This whole page was.
Yeah, they gave us somebody else's.
Yeah.
I talked.
Did they?
Mhm.
Okay,
I talked to Tom this morning
okay,
on Thursday of the association meeting when the auditors did a
Yeah.
breakout.
yeah,
We spoke nothing but health care reform because
Okay.
payroll comes out of
right,
our office.
right.
It's like I told Tom this morning, it's kind of scary that people are now looking at $2,000 per employee. Why not just go ahead and pay the $2,000 per
Penalty.
employee penalty?
Penalty,
And
That's
that's only
scary.
for us it'd be like $316,000 we have to contribute to this state mandated, because we're not joining the Obamacare, state mandated coverage, rather than the 1.1 million that we're paying now. It was
okay,
a
just
big
define
discussion.
the statement, you said we're not joining Obamacare, we're not going with the federal insurance plan?
Right, the state of Indiana is not going with federal.
Okay, that's official.
That's
And
Liz, I heard.
That's still in court.
Yeah.
That's still in court, that
Yeah.
hasn't
Hasn't
been
been
determined yet.
I don't think,
Yeah.
okay, I thought
But it
maybe,
has to be,
thought
I
maybe I
think
had missed
the only
something.
thing is that Indiana isn't doing is Indiana isn't going to administrate it ourselves. We're gonna
That's
let
right,
Correct.
the
that's
federal
right,
government
That's right.
administrate it.
Yeah, I think they that's kind of a wise decision, don't make us look like the bad guy.
right.
Well,
Yeah.
I have no idea what they're doing yet.
No.
And the other thing is, we have a really good policy, I think,
Correct.
from AGA and Phillips or whatever, from them speaking to us at the healthcare reform part of it, we could actually be penalized for that also.
We could be penalized because we have too good of them. Yep,
Right.
that's right.
So
That's-
I'm like-
You know, yeah, I'm hearing all this stuff, but I don't know how much I'm really believing until it
Okay.
actually happens. But I heard the same
I'm
thing.
scared,
You'd be
yeah.
penalized if you have too good a plan. Gee whiz, that's awful.
So-
Okay.
What happens if this Obamacare, and it's probably a couple things to be changing, but if it goes through and we figure out what it's costing, if we give each employee a certain amount of money and say, this is what the county is going to pay for your insurance, you go get whatever insurance you want.
You'd have to give them $2,000 to pay the federal government $2,000 first.
That's correct, that's like an HSA
Right.
plan, they're going away from
Because
those.
if you don't provide, if you've got
Yeah.
over 50 employees and you don't provide them with insurance, even though you give them a stipend for it, you know, then you still have to give
You
them
still have to pay.
$2,000
Mhm,
per employee because you don't have insurance for them.
mhm.
I just wanted you
I
to
think
know
it's
it's gonna be
debatable.
tricky.
You give them a certain amount of money to get what they want.
Isn't a real fair statement, wouldn't a real fair statement be, we don't really know what's gonna happen
You
yet?
don't know yet.
Agree.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's been determined.
I'm not saying we shouldn't make plans, but I don't think we really know what this thing they call, I don't know who they are, Obamacare. I don't think any of us know what that's really gonna amount to, but we have to be prepared. You never, just like Tom's idea, you have to have ideas. Gotta have
What-
ideas. Gotta
What
have-
do you do about the amount that we allow them deductibles, say? Do we not be able to give them deductible and say because we're not providing the full program then? You say we can't give them money, well, we're giving them $500, we're giving them $1,000 deductible, $5,000. They come back and say, well, you're not providing the full insurance program. And I agree with Don, let's just forget it, it's making my head
Let's not
hurt
talk
anyway.
Well, it does, and I don't, I got
Wait
enough.
till we get
serious.
more
Let's-
direct.
I got
Yeah.
things I need to deal with this week. I just hate to think about 2014 until we get more information.
Mhm.
And anything that comes from them, I'll pass on.
The only other thing I was just gonna bring up, just under the heading of FYI, was I was elected the secretary treasurer position for Northeast Indiana County Commissioners. And what that essentially means is I'll move up the ladder to be the chairman in a couple of years, and then I have to go to Indianapolis for meetings, so. But I think it's important that we keep our thumb on the happenings, because if anybody's gonna, the more people you have, the more lobbying power you have, so guess that's it. That's all I have.
Mr. Chairman, just one very quick question.
Absolutely.
What amount of money do we have available for CEDA 2013? If I go home and look at this thing, and also 2014, what total are we working? Do we know?
Yes.
800.
Yes, for 14, if you want, can you find the second draft, Tom?
Yes.
And go to the very last page. I got some numbers I can fill in for. I gave you blanks, okay? Didn't I? Okay. All right, for 20, I'll find it here. For 2014, the county, sure I do. I know I have it in here. It's $806,174.78.
This is for what year?
2013.
Okay, 806.
174.78.
Okay.
The balance we had, but it's changed a little bit as of October 9th, and the reason it's changed is because the highway department's radio bill was paid. So you have to deduct that from here, but as of October the 9th, well, I'm sorry, she gave us a brand new one. Let's use that brand new.
It doesn't have a balance on it.
Oh,
though.
okay,
It only has
okay,
appropriation.
then go back to what I was saying. The balance of October the 9th was $978,659.34. Again, I caution you, you gotta take about 40,000 off of that to have an accurate number. That's gonna make it about 938. So it looks like you're gonna have about 938 and 806.
And
Of which we have to spend, I mean, I'm just telling you what the law says. We're supposed to spend 75% of that, so. And I'll try to have all these numbers hard for you on Wednesday.
we have one more claims, December 17th, be the last claims
And
for
do
the
we
year.
have anything we know of that's gonna be in there?
Mhm.
So within the next day or so, will you get me the newest, latest, greatest balance?
I can, as soon as we balance with the treasurer,
Okay,
so we're not
thank you,
duplicating stuff, and it's
thank you.
end of the month, so it'll be for
In
everybody.
2014, we don't know.
We just estimated the same as 2013.
I always just say we're gonna get 806 just to be safe.
We've never gotten any less.
Tradition shows we get a little more, but I'm not gonna count on it, and,
You go there.
yeah.
Okay.
Who knows, we may not have seen it, who knows, I don't know. All right, so we'll call the meeting suspended at this time, thanks everybody for coming.